Hello, School District of Indian River County. This is your Superintendent, Dr. Moore, here with our very first Get More Connected for the 23-24 school year. And we certainly hope each and every single one of you have the opportunity to disconnect, relax, and enjoy your family and friends over the course of this summer. And while you are out relaxing and having a wonderful time here at the school district, we've been preparing to ensure that we have an absolute outstanding opening of schools for the 23-24 school year. So our purpose today is to go over some information to make sure you have everything you need in order to be ready for that first day of school. But before we do that, I want to celebrate with you some of the outcomes that we experienced last school year. I won't go over all of the data. I'm sure you've had the opportunity to hear some of the great things that we've been able to accomplish over the last several years. In fact, for the first time in the history of our school district, we outperformed the state in every single category the state provides data on. So that is something to be absolutely very proud of. We continue to have a very high graduation rate. How high? The fourth highest graduation rate in the state of Florida at 95%. Third grade students scoring at 3 or above has always been a priority for our community. We outperformed the state by 10 percentage points, and we're number 7 in the state. Prior to the pandemic, we were 31, so that's significant improvement over the last several years. In math, grades 3 through 8, we are now 15th in the state. Before the pandemic, we were 38th. In science, grade 5, we are now number 10 in the state, where we were 35 prior to the pandemic. Science, 8th grade, we were 13th now in the state, where we were 38th. Biology, we are 12th in the state, where we were 46. So our goal, as we said, coming in, is that we wanted to be in the top 10 of every single category that the state provides data in. This is just evidence that we're on the way of making that happen, significant improvements over the last several years. In fact, we are the only district on the Treasure Coast that is outperforming itself when compared to pre-pandemic outcomes. So we are in a better place today than we were before the pandemic, and we're the only district on the Treasure Coast that can say that. So we're proud that as a result of your support and guidance that you provide to your children, the unwavering commitment that our teachers and administrators and support staff have in supporting our children in our community. And although we celebrate that data, we acknowledge there's still work to be done. We want to make sure we are the #1 district, not only on the Treasure Coast, but across the entire state of Florida. So let's make that happen together. So what we want you to do is visit our website, and what we've done is collect information to make everything as easy for you as possible. And we'd encourage you to go to our back-to-school OneStop Shop. This is on our webpage, and it will navigate through everything you need to know in one space to be ready for the opening of school. So this is a very important site. We want to make sure you have a level of service and support provided to us where you don't have to spend hours navigating and looking for different information. If you visit this one-stop shop on our webpage, it's on our homepage, you'll be able to go through there and get everything done in order to have a successful opening of schools. We also want to draw your attention to our parents' rights and responsibilities. Over the last several years, our state has added a number of requirements in terms of parental rights and responsibilities. We want to make that easy for you as well. We want to make that transparent for you as well. All of that information is right there. Every requirement, every right and responsibility is right there provided for our parents. We want you to know. The more informed you are, the better we can support you. And we also linked our new parent guide. This is everything you need to know. Once again, it keeps you from having to navigate a website. We have a very large website. This document, as you go through, provides the links on any questions or concerns that you may have, not only for the opening of schools, but as you move throughout the school year. We want every single parent in our community to make sure you are at our individual back-to-school orientations. Our elementary schools are having their orientations on August 8th. If you visit our website, there are varying times. If you are an employer or a boss, please let your employees, let our parents off so they can go in and connect with the teachers and administrators and support staff at our school. Public education ultimately needs to be supported by its community as we are in service to our community. So if you have the opportunity to be a little lenient, to let someone go in and visit their future son or daughter's teacher, let's make that happen. I'll gladly wait an extra few minutes, Chick-fil-A line, if I can have the opportunity to know people are out meeting their son's teachers. Our middle schools are going to be August 7th. Please check our website for times there. And then our start times going into the upcoming school year. There are no changes for start times, but you may be entering a new grade level or a new school for your son or daughter. So elementaries start at 8:50, dismissal is at 3:30. Middle school's 8 a.m., dismissal at 2:41. We teach that one extra minute, correct? And then high school, 7:05 to 1:52. If you still have your ID badge from last school year, bring it with you. We'll get you new ones as very quickly when the school year begins, but those cards are very important. It allows you access to our buses, to food service, library access, activities, events. Security is something that we take very seriously in the school system, and this allows us to ensure that every single student who's on our campus is supposed to be on our campus. And we are going to enforce this very efficiently during this upcoming school year, so please, you have to have your student ID. We'll provide you one as the school year begins, but additional IDs over the course of the year will be replaced at $5. Transportation, this site is up. We want you to go in and look. You go to I want to find my bus or school, navigate through that site. It will let you know exactly where your bus stop will be and the time the bus will be arriving. The very first couple days of schools, we all have to be patient. We work through all of the traffic that is coming back on the roads. We're putting about 78 buses back on the roads come August 10th. So traffic patterns will obviously change. I would encourage everyone, if you're dropping off or even going to work, to leave a little bit early during that time in order to ensure you get your son or daughter to school on time and you get to work on time as well. Food and nutrition, the prices for our breakfast, lunch, and remains the same. And if you visit our OneStop Shop, there's more information on there on filling out the applications for free or reduced lunch. It's a streamlined process again, so it's going to reduce some of the having to do it for multiple kids over and over. So it's a great resource that you have available, and that's information you can do prior to the start of school. We remind everyone to download Focus. Focus gives you access to student grades, attendance. You can communicate with your teachers. It is an absolutely outstanding resource to get you connected to what your son or daughter is doing in school. We require all of our teachers to enter at least one grade a week. So at any point in time of the school year, you can go in and not have to wonder, how is my son or daughter doing? The grades will be there, and we can be able to connect and engage and support you as a parent. We want to highlight attendance. Attendance is key for the success of any student in school. We understand students will be sick. And if you're sick, absolutely, you'll be afforded the opportunity to stay home. Those times in which you are staying home, attendance should be reported by phone, email, or in writing by the parent within 48 hours. At some point, documentation may be required from a doctor. Families have the right, and we will make sure we uphold this right, to inform you of when your son or daughter is not in school. And students will not be penalized for excused absences. We understand when students aren't there, they're not learning, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we're maximizing attendance and keeping kids in school. And I can tell you, parents, each and every single day is an instructional day. There should not be any stories about we're not doing anything in school today. We have stressed to our principals and our teachers that we have 178 days to engage and connect with your children, and we want to make sure that we are maximizing those opportunities. So we will have teaching and learning taking place each and every single day. In terms of unexcused absences are not being documented by the parents. So after that 5th unexcused absence, and then again on the 10th, we will have parent contact or a conference with our parents to make sure if there's any support or help that we can provide to get that son or daughter back in school, we want to provide that. Ultimately, when you get beyond the 10 days, it may lead to a truancy court submission. It may lead to additional referrals or disciplinary measures. Ultimately, when one student is out and misses excessively, it is impacting the education for all the students that are in that class. And we as a community need to uphold a standard around attendance, because attendance creates a behavior. And when students enter into the world of work, we want them to have created a work-related behavior that will transfer into the world of work. And missing 15, 20, 25 days is not a behavior that's going to keep individuals employed. So we're going to hold true to attendance. We had significant improvements in our overall attendance last year, but there is still significant opportunities to improve on attendance, specifically in our secondary schools. Also, take the time to review our student code of conduct. We have 2 slides on the code of conduct. We've made some upgrades to our code of conduct. We are in the business of teaching and learning. We are in the business of making sure that every student walks into school, they feel comfortable, they feel accepted, and they know that they can focus in on the quality instruction that's being provided by our instructors. And we do not want to support or engage in any behaviors that's going to disrupt that learning environment. This work is just too important. So when it comes to bullying, we've enhanced our code of conduct. It will not be tolerated. There is zero tolerance when it comes to bullying, and the best way for us to support that is for all of us to stand up, and when we see something, we say something. We engage with a trusted adult. We engage with our fellow students to say, this isn't acceptable in our community, and we are not going to allow students to be picked on or made fun of in our county or in our schools. Also, cell phones, changes in that as well. Elementary and middle schools, they are away from the time school starts until the time school ends. 2 of our middle schools have this practice in place last year and done it very successfully. So we're going to be doing that in all schools. If there are opportunities in which that cell phone would support the instruction as approved by the teacher, that will ultimately take place. But ultimately, we're going to support and create behaviors and connect our students with each other by not having ourselves so connected to phones. So parents, please, in middle school, communicate that message to your students. That cell phone will be away from the time school starts until the time school ends. High school, the policy is the same as it was last year. It is to be away during instructional time, not out. And there are significant consequences when you are recording students or teachers without their permission or misusing the phone in general. We are here to provide an environment that ensures you can focus in on your instruction, and that's exactly what we are going to do. Home to school communication. So we want class link and focus. Focus, as I already mentioned, is the opportunity for you to have access to grades, schedules, communicate directly with teachers. And then class link is where students can access their work, their online textbook, PBIS rewards and remind. That is an additional devices that we use based on grade level. Elementary is PBIS rewards, and middle also has PBIS rewards and remind, and then high school's just remind. That provides you the opportunity to engage and communicate directly with teachers. So that is yet another opportunity to communicate with the coaches, with the sponsors, and your sons or daughters' teachers having those apps. So it's very important that you get those apps. I want to remind all of our students on 4-5 Florida, you'll see those advertisements across all of our campus. This is an anonymous reporting system. This is loaded on all the devices. The laptop that we will provide to all of our students will have this device there. This allows you to report anything that concerns you. Each and every single one of these reports goes directly to the administration, to local law enforcement, and we will work together to address whatever that issue is. So when there are things that are of concern and you cannot get to a trusted adult, here's an application that you can use to make sure we're upholding our community standard regarding safe learning environments for all of our students. So I would encourage you to download that and have it available for you. And then as we prepare for the opening of schools, there's a number of activities. I once again encourage you to go to our website, check the website, stay engaged. As you know, we're going to have Stuff the Bus, which is now an annual tradition at our local Applebee's. August 5th will be the day where you can come in the morning, and they're going to be open, serving pancake breakfast for everyone that comes in. But you can go ahead and drop off your school supplies starting already July 22nd through August 5th. So let's get that bus completely filled. Last year we had it about halfway filled. I would love to have a call from Applebee's saying, bring us over another bus because this one's already filled. So if you can swing by Applebee's, I'm sure most of you drive by it on a daily basis, pick up a few supplies, and we'll get them in the hands of students who absolutely need them. This Friday, Downtown Friday, we will have district staff available all throughout the event. If you go to our website and you have questions or concerns, come on out. We will all be there, including myself, to answer any questions or concerns that you may have. As well as this Saturday, the Indian River Mall is going to be having its indoor air conditioned, so that's good, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. event. All of our principals will be there. Additional vendors will be there. Opportunity not only to engage with administration and staff at the schools, but also a number of vendors across our community who support our schools. So with that, a lot of information being shared. We're looking forward to providing a quality education. And we are so dedicated to being in service of our community, ensuring that we continue to grow, not only in our academic performance, but as a community. So start getting our kids back on the sleep schedules. We're looking forward to greeting all students back on August 10th. That is the first day of school. Yes, it's a Thursday, but instruction will be taking place August 10th, our first day of school. And I look forward to coming back on at the end of the day, August 10th, to give you an update on how the first day of school went. Thank you. God bless.